Happy birthday, Virgo. Welcome to your August 2022 astrological forecast. So, I know your birthday is until the end of the month, but you do actually have Mercury, your ruling planet, in your sign, okay, moves into Virgo on the 4th and is moving very, very fast. So, you must be also moving very, very fast, right? Anyways, it moves into Libra on the 25th, so it's just like zipping through your sign. It is your ruling planet, so it does really well when it's in your sign. And it's in direct motion and everything, so it looks like you're going to be doing an awful lot of communicating in any form, okay? Verbal, email, regular postal mail, text message, direct message, whatever, but you are getting something done in a short period of time. Okay, the sun actually moves into your first house in Virgo on the 22nd. Okay, but up until that point, you do have Mercury in your first house, but at the same time, the month starts off with the sun in Leo in your 12th house. Okay, up until the 22nd, and then it moves into your first house into Virgo. And Venus actually moves into Leo on the 11th in your 12th house. Okay, first few days of August up until like the 10th or whatever, Venus is still in Cancer in your 11th house where you have the sign of Cancer. Your 11th house of friends. Okay, friends and acquaintances, any kind of organization that you belong to. It's your most sociable house, though, and having Venus here means that you're possibly meeting new people if you're out socializing in person, even more so the possibility to meet someone new. However, this is also social media. You could be socializing online. Having Venus here makes pleasant times whenever you're out somewhere. You're not like looking to make a big impact on anything or anyone at this time. You're just out to have a good time with your friends or socializing in some way or other. So that's still in effect till like the 10th. Not that it'll go away. It's just that at this time you might have a lot more contact with people that you haven't seen for a while. Maybe they're asking about you, wondering what you've been up to, even asking you out. Which is probably what a lot of this is about, is people are asking you to do stuff, okay, with them. Well, anyways, though, having the sun in your 12th house of secrets and behind-the-scenes actions taken by you or someone else. This is the house of the subconscious mind, the house of charity, confinement of any kind, such as people who are possibly in like a nursing home or even in some kind of prison or some place that they are bound to in some way or other. They can't leave, okay? This is also known as the house of self-undoing because it rules the subconscious mind, and this is where your dreams are, whatever. But you could drive yourself crazy, okay, thinking and rethinking things over and over again. And that's why it's known as the house of self-undoing, because you can drive yourself crazy. However, you could be like, involved in some kind of charitable work right now that you're not really blasting out to the world. It's not that it's a big secret, but you could be in touch with someone who is confined to a nursing home or a hospital. Or you could know someone that's in prison. Or even if they have some ankle bling on and they're confined to their home, you're still in touch with this person and you're helping them in some way or other. Usually probably running errands for them and doing things that they're unable to do because they can't leave where they are. So you may have a little bit more involvement with people who are in these settings at this time, okay? With Venus here from the 11th on till the end of the month, you could have your eye on someone, that you like, maybe as a friend. It could be somebody that you just met. You're very interested in them, and you're just asking around about them. You could also be befriending someone that, another thing, you're not really blasting out there for everyone to hear. It's not that it's a secret, it's just that, you met someone and you're becoming good friends with them, and this might be within your group of friends that you've met this person. It could have just been an acquaintance in your group of friends, but now it's getting a little bit more personal, like they're becoming a personal friend of yours. You could also be just like relaxing and having a good time. Okay, the 12th house is your downtime, more or less time that you spend in solitude or like alone. It's your me time, it's taking a break from socializing or the outer world or whatever, before the planets move into your first house and you're just like bursting on the scene again. So it's a time to recharge your batteries. So it could be something like that. You could just be having fun or just relaxing, doing something like leisurely on your own. Okay. There is a full moon in Aquarius on the 11th. Okay. You have Aquarius in your 6th house of the workplace, the kind of work that you do, your health, your house of health, and your house of service to others, okay? Currently, Saturn is still in this area, still transiting here in Aquarius, and the full moon here is directly across from your 12th house of Leo. So something could happen wherever it is that you work, if you do still work, in an actual building, or even if you work from home, or even if you're self-employed. Something could happen with like a client, or but the workplace, as far as that goes, something could come to a head there. That's what full moons are for. So having Saturn in your 6th house usually means that you're working with a coworker that's a real pain in the ass. They're totally uncooperative, they're lazy, they don't want to do anything. They're very critical of not just you, but also other people. They have a very bad attitude and outlook on the company that you work for and the work in itself, and you wish this person would just quit already, just get out, and leave all of you alone. And maybe that is what happens around the time of this full moon. Maybe they will be let go, or even if you don't work at all, this is the house of service. I did mention that you were possibly helping someone that is confined to their home or some other kind of institution. And maybe you've been doing that for quite some time and you're not able to do it anymore. It wasn't supposed to be a forever thing anyway. You were doing it to help this person out because they needed help and you wanted to help. But usually what happens is this person does have other people that they can go to for help. They just don't want to bother them because it's so much easier to bother you. Okay? Usually if this is an older person, they have adult children that are just worthless pretty much, not really taking care of their parents. Okay? That is their responsibility, not yours. You might want to keep that all in mind. Okay? Because all of this could come out around this full moon where you end this kind of relationship. You just can't do it anymore. You weren't supposed to be doing it for as long as you have been anyway. Okay? Let other people take responsibility, okay, where they should. It is their responsibility, not yours. Okay? And actually, overall, something could just happen at work that ends something. Okay? It's an ending. Maybe someone leaves or quits or is fired, or the way your company does things, that's changed, or something that isn't working is done away with. The same thing, if you are self-employed and you have a client that is just really takes a lot of stuff for granted from you, they expect way too much from you for what your fee is, you know what I mean? So that's all coming to an end, okay? So then the sun moves into your first house on the 22nd. Mercury's already here from the 4th up until like the 25th. And there's a new moon in your sign, in your first house in Virgo on the 27th. So this brings like your new year. Okay, your sun and new moon here all at the same time. It's like a fresh start for you. So maybe that's what you were working on when planets were in Leo in your 12th house. You're getting ready to make some kind of move. You know, you were putting it all together, and now that planets are in your first house, you're putting them in place. New action, new plans of some kind or other. You know, you'll be very popular when the sun is in your first house. You're lit up because it's your birthday. The sun is lighting you up for people to see. Okay? But that new moon, especially with Mercury here too, could bring some kind of communication that's pretty important. You know, that gives you like the go-ahead to do something, plans that you had, that you were going to do, but you know, you needed the okay from someone or the help from someone. So around that time of the new moon, it looks like you're getting like a green light to do something. Okay, I do have to mention the planet Uranus in Taurus in your 9th house goes retrograde on the 24th, and all of the outer planets will now be in retrograde motion. And what that means is whatever house you have a retrograde planet in, right now it's just the affairs of that house kind of slow down. This gives you the opportunity to review all that has happened in that area of your life and make any kind of changes that you would like to make, and also especially change your mind. Okay? Now Uranus in Taurus, also Mars is in Taurus, right, up until the 20th, sorry. It's been there since last month. So these two planets together in your 9th house where you have Taurus, okay, are like forming a conjunction. Okay, I more or less am covering this in your weekly forecast, okay. But on the 31st, on July 31st, there's also a conjunction of Uranus and the North Node. And I only use North Nodes or anything that's calculated, okay, in a chart for personal readings. They don't really hold up too well in a general reading, okay. But anyway, so there's this big conjunction going on in your 9th house of higher learning, your philosophy on your life, your opinions, your religious and spiritual beliefs. It's a house of legal matters, media and publishing, long distance travel and communications, foreign anything, foreign people, foreign countries, languages, everything. Okay, so having this conjunction here, you know, a lot of times I would have to say I've been looking at it this way a lot, that it is in effect like with your 6th house, Saturn transiting in your 6th house of the workplace, that you have more knowledge possibly than the people you work with. Your way of doing things is the actual correct way, and people you work with are just, you know, I don't know, the blind leading the blind, something like that. You know, they're nobody's really doing the job the way they're supposed to, so you've always continued to do the job the way you knew it should have been done. Okay, this is like one of those times where you have a difference of opinion with the people you work with, but this could even be your company or a boss, a higher up, someone like that, that you do know more than they do. So you're using your own knowledge and experience in order to do your job. Okay, so that could all come to a head at this time where, you know, someone or your company doesn't care. They don't care that you're doing things better than way they want it done. You know what I mean? Or better than your coworkers or anything. They want you to, I don't know, follow their procedure. As stupid as that sounds, okay? You could also have some kind of like very surprising communication, a long distance communication from somebody who lives in another country or is from another country. Very sudden, out of the blue. Could be someone from your past, not necessarily though, you know, just very, you know, if you are traveling at this time, there's another chance for unexpected things happening for you while you're traveling. Here in America, you know, there's still an awful lot of flights being canceled, a lot of hold up at the airports and whatever, so that could be in store for you. It could just be something like that. Or if you have already arrived at your destination when that you planned on traveling to for how long, you know, things could be very different than what you had expected once you get there. Neither good nor bad, but you can never tell what way this energy is going to go. Okay, so I'm pretty much covering it here in your monthly. I might touch on it again in your weekly, but for now, just know that you know, with the Moon's North Node involved here, just briefly as it is, you know, it could be your destiny, whatever this is. Okay, for all we know, you know, you could run into some like buried treasure somewhere, and in a very unusual roundabout way, and something like that. You know, something that the last thing you ever expected would happen to you happens. Okay. Now, Mars moves into Gemini on the 22nd and stays there till the beginning of March. Excuse me. So where you have Gemini in your chart is your 10th house of your career, your outer persona, how the public views and speaks about you publicly. It's how you're known privately, personally, and professionally. Okay, it's your most public house, and Mars is going to be here all that time. So when Mars is here, it usually makes you feel very competitive, or maybe there is some kind of competition going on with you and someone else for a certain position. Okay, usually in your career, that's one thing, you know, but if you don't work at all, there's still the position of status, okay, personal status, you know, in your community, or how the public knows you, you know. If you were trying to get attention, this would be the time to do something like that. If you were running for office, boy, you'd really be getting an awful lot of coverage right now. And some of your public speeches, that's another thing. You should really watch what you say in public, on social media even, but also when you're out among people, because they're going to remember whatever it is that you said. And it could sound very egotistical, because that's what Mars is. It's the ego planet. Okay, it likes to talk about its favorite subject, which is me. Okay, but that's not bad. A lot of times you might have like contact with people, like, let's say if you're self-employed, future clients that you would, you know, that are very you know, famous even, you know what I mean? They could be really have an awful lot of clout or prestige, and you know, it'd be like really something, a real feather in your cap to have these people as clients of yours. Okay, so you may have to point out to these people why you're such a good person to hire, or whatever. Okay, so a lot of times you'll be in the need to like sing your own praises, but you won't have a problem doing that, because Mars is right there, and you're not saying anything that isn't true, you know, but you're not maybe used to pointing out all these wonderful things about yourself to the general public. Okay, but that's what might occur with this planet being here as long as it is. Okay, now the one last thing we have here is Mercury moves into Libra on the 25th, into your second house of earned income, how you earn your money, your possessions, your values, your valuables. You know, this will, when the sun will move here eventually, like in September, at the end of, like, middle of September, and you know, your focus will turn to that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's there right now anyways, especially when Mars moves into your 10th house. You're really going to go after some role or position that you want, and a lot of it has to do with money, bringing in more money, or switching jobs completely. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Virgo on the 1st, 27th, and 28th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Pisces. And those dates are the 12th, 13th, and 14th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of speculation or gambling, and anything to do with children is the 8th, 9th, 10th, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The best time for money is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 29th, 30th, and 31st. The best time for your career is the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And the best time for communication and travel is the 4th, 5th, 6th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and 31st. So I'd like to really thank you, my subscribers, okay, for your continued support. And for you new viewers or return viewers, please take the time to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell. You'll be notified each time I upload something. And please like and share or comment whatever on these videos. It helps to keep my my video in like circulation. Okay, and it really helps my channel to grow so I can like put out more of these or continue to put these out, period. Also, in the description box below, there's a link to something called Ask Me a Question, which is for people who only want to know maybe one or two things about their chart. And there is a link to my website, which is kind of like under construction right now. The host that I have is having problems with their system, so I haven't been able to update a lot of stuff, though there are new things coming to my website. But anyways, you can still check out what's already there. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your forecast. Happy birthday. I will see you next week. Goodbye.